And I really hope that whole time my mic was not on mute, and I believe it was. Was it on mute the whole time there, Stephen? Oh my goodness. I totally apologize. Well, good thing about being live is I can start all over again, right? Okay. I can see Stephen, you guys can't. So anyway, here we go. We're going to do this again, guys. I apologize. Wow, that's totally messed up. So welcome to 615 Local Live. My name is Dan Shaw. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to do this really quickly so we don't waste everybody's time. Hey, if you're first time learning about us, get over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, please hit that bell, hit all, personalize however you want to do it. That way you get notified when we go live. Okay, so make sure any comments that you have or questions, especially questions, put a Q in front of that. I'll make sure my guest today tries to answer those live. If not, we'll get those over to him later, get them in. If they're for me, I'll do my best to answer them live as well, or later when I see them. Okay, so thank you for being here today, for coming and watching. Hopefully I didn't just lose everybody because my mouth was moving and no words were coming out. So today we're gonna interview the owner of We Rock the Spectrum. His name is Stephen Komarnitsky, and I'm hoping I nailed that right. I worked on it a little bit, but I want to learn today, or then share with all of you, what his business is all about at We Rock the Spectrum. It is a franchise, but he is here in Tennessee, runs the business out of Franklin, Tennessee. It's awesome information. I've got to sit for about 40 minutes and talk to him this morning as we were getting ready for this, and I should have practiced hitting the mute button a little bit quicker. And I even had a sign up on my screen, like, you're on mute, and I totally spaced it. So welcome to 615 Local Live. I'm your host, Dan Shaw, doing this out of Pleasant View, Tennessee. Thanks for being here. I'm really passionate about supporting local businesses. I'm not going to go into all of it now since we're already 13 minutes into this. But you can go on 615local.co, and I'll bring that up on the screen. And you can learn about, under articles and business and all that, you can learn what we're all about. And it's something we're very passionate about. I myself am very passionate about. People I talk to and interact with, even on a personal level, I'm always pushing, hey, support local. I try to do it up here in Pleasant View as much as I can. And I just love our local businesses up here. And anywhere I go, I try to support local. So please, think about that when you're going out to spend your hard-earned money, to do that as well. All right. So I know many people are moving to Middle Tennessee. Oh my goodness, we have just exploded around here. And you want to learn about local businesses. There's that other online directory that starts with a Y and ends with ELP. They cover local businesses, but they also have all those big ones in there too. And it's just, there's a lot. I narrow it down to just locally owned business. Go over to 615local.co. Go in and learn about local business. We don't have everybody yet. I'm working as hard as I can to try to get as many on there. Those local businesses too that are highlighted around when you get in there, they are paid clients of my business. They support me so I can get out there and support them and others. So all these that you see around, they are paid clients. They are awesome. I've met about 80% of them I've met in person or talked to on the phone or whatever. And they're just awesome owners, great staff. I call them verified businesses because I have personally gone out and verified they are locally owned and they are still in business, So if for some reason I miss one and they have gone out of business, please let us know because it's hard to keep up with everything. So we'd appreciate it. So moving on, today I got, and like I said, Stephen Gomornitsky is with us today. He's the owner of We Rock the Spectrum in Franklin, Tennessee. There is another one in, I believe, in Madison, but that is not owned by him. That's a different family. But hey, that's another locally owned business. So I want to get out there and probably meet them someday as well. He moved his whole family here from California and saw the need to have this gym concept in the 615 area. We're going to learn more about that. But before I bring him on, I got to find the screen here. And I need like an extra hand, I think, some days. Let me find that. I'm going to play this interview so you can see what they are all about. And then we'll bring Stephen into the show and talk with him. Let's see if I can get this to go here. And if I click on the right screen, awesome information there. And I can't wait now to get more back in with Stephen. Well, let me get myself back up on the screen. Stop sharing that there. So, and let me get him in. Now, for some reason, I have just lost all of my buttons that I need. Okay. I'm just having one of those days, folks. I can't help it. It's just not working right today. All right, let me see here. While we do that, please, like I said, if you have any questions for Stephen, we will be happy to share those with him. And I am not seeing him up. All right, there we go. That's what I needed to do. Boom, there he is. Hey, Stephen, make sure you're not on mute like I was there for about 10 minutes.
Testing. I'm here.
Yeah, there we go. Well, hey, Stephen, welcome to 615 Local Live. I'm glad you're here, and I'm sorry for all those technical difficulties. It's just, unfortunately, when you do live, things will just happen, and a lot of times it's just because I'm trying to do too much at one time. I really need a producer. Anybody that's going through college right now and you want to produce a show, please come help me out. You will be donating your time, though. So I would love to have that. So, hey, Stephen, before we get started and learning about your business of We Rock the Spectrum in that gym, tell us a little bit more about you, your background, and what kind of made you decide that opening a gym like this in Middle Tennessee was so important.
Absolutely. First and foremost, Daniel, thanks for having me on the show and allowing me to talk about our business and our mission and, our goals for the community. So thanks first and foremost. And thank you also for doing what you do for all small businesses. I'm sure all appreciate it. So thanks for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So my name is Steve Komarnitsky. My wife, Samantha, and I are transplants from, you guessed it, California. I'm originally from New York City, moved to LA when I was about 19 to pursue a career in entertainment. And about 2 years ago, we decided during the pandemic to make the move to Middle Tennessee, specifically Williamson County, because we knew how great of a community it was, how many small business opportunities there were, and then obviously the sort of missing need or the unmet need to open something like this to service all the families and kids throughout all Middle Tennessee, not just Williamson County. My son Nash, who's 8, my daughter Colette, who's 6, are very important to my wife and I. My son Nash was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder at the age of 4. And so we quickly, started to research and find ways to help provide him with the services and the, skills that he would need as he went, forward and grew, and developed. And so we came across the We Rock the Spectrum franchise, which was actually started in California, about 10 miles from where we lived. And so we quickly immersed ourselves at We Rock, whether going there to play with our kids or even being able to drop them off for respite and break time, especially during the pandemic when all businesses were closed. And my wife and I happened to be working from home and needed some, adult time so we can do our jobs while the kids were on their Zoom, classroom meetings and what have you. So when we made the decision to move to Williamson County, we did some research. We realized, wow, there's so many families and so many kids. And then we also realized there's so many kids with special needs, as well as siblings that are not. So we wanted to bring a concept that was all about inclusivity, about providing a safe space where both neurotypical and neurodivergent children, as well as other kids with special needs and abilities, can play together and grow together and develop together. And we realized that there was nothing like it. And so we wanted to meet that unmet need and sort of change what we were doing in the corporate environment for so many years and try the entrepreneurial route and create a small business and eventually more locations down the road. So that was kind of the motivation, starting anew here in a great state of Tennessee and being able to provide something that was unique and needed for the communities throughout the state.
Well, Stephen, that is so awesome. I can't, I've just learned so much from you. And like I said earlier, I had 40 minutes to talk with you before we got started, and just amazing information, amazing family, amazing man to do something like this and take that leap of faith and get out there and become an entrepreneur in a time that's wow, that wasn't really very kind to small businesses at all. So I applaud you, sir, for you and your wife and your family taking that leap of faith and really bringing something that's needed in the community. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, sir. I really do. And it means a lot when you hear that kind of feedback and, just knowing that we did the right thing at the right time, even though there were a lot of obstacles, both financially and, literally, could prohibit someone for opening any type of business, let alone something that's unique and specific.
So over on the screen here, this is I'm not sure how current this photo is, but it's a picture of your family.
Yep, that was literally like 2 weeks in. We moved here November 2020, and I hit the ground running trying to, find a location and network and meet a lot of great people, both for-profit and nonprofit in the space. And this was literally, 2 weeks after we moved in, and the rest is history.
That is so great, man. Now, do you want to introduce your family here?
Yeah. So to the right or left, I can't really tell.
Yeah, it would be the left, I think, to the viewer.
Okay. That's my wife, Samantha, who's been, she's the one that actually said, hey, if we're going to make this change and move here, why don't we do something different? Why don't we do something with a purpose and a mission? And so she really was the one that motivated me, completely changing my career path and doing this. And then Nash is in the middle there. He's our superhero. And then Coco, who's also our superhero, is to the right. Her real name is Colette, but her little nickname is Coco. So that's our little family in Franklin. We're about 2 miles from our location. So, it's important to be in the community in which you're servicing. And it's also nice to just be 2 miles away from your home, just in case the family needs you.
So real quick, we talked about this earlier, organic questions might come up. How did you learn about Middle Tennessee? Did you have friends here, family here? What made you know that Middle Tennessee was right for your family?
It's a crazy story because we've never been to Tennessee personally. And my son's name is Nash, right? So it's kind of serendipitous that we ended up here, and he's going on 9. So again, we came up with his name way before we decided to make the move. I think it was just a couple of things. I think it was, where are the good schools, right? Where are they friendly to small businesses, right? Where can we be able to be close to my family, which is on the East Coast in New York? So there were a lot of positives and very few negatives. And when we looked around the country to see, okay, where's our next, forever home, everything kept pointing to Middle Tennessee. So with a lot of research and a lot of risk, we decided this was going to be the place for us. And, we came in at the right time too, before the market got crazy. So everything, again, happened for a reason. I'm a firm believer, whether it's good or bad, there's always a lesson to be learned. You might not see it in the moment, but now in hindsight, it was the right move at the right time with the right people.
That's great information. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that have moved from these other states here that were pretty much in the same boat. They didn't have family, they didn't have friends here to learn about it. But, just with a lot of research, it has blown up, though. I mean, the amount of people that have moved here is just unreal. And I think the South is still pretty welcoming.
Yes.
At the same time, we just, we are all having to live together, and it's, just everybody embrace each other and just try to work together. And like I always say, please support those local businesses, no matter where they came from first. They're here now. Their money is being spent here. Their families are here. Their kids are going to school here. I could get off on a long get on my pulpit here and preach all day since it's Sunday. But hey, I'm going to get back to my questions. What was your real mission in starting this business? What would you say in a core is your mission?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just to provide an indoor, safe space, fun, welcoming, judgment-free, that allows kids of all abilities, children of all abilities, to be able to play together, right? So think of us as an indoor playground, but everything we do has a purpose, whether it's the equipment that's therapeutic, whether it's the classes that are adaptive, whether it's bringing in special guests to talk about situations and scenarios that many families might not be aware of, especially those that are moving here from other states, and their IEPs or their services might be different here. So we really want to be a community destination for families with children of all abilities, including their siblings, friends, and peers, to play together, grow together, and develop.
That's great. And there is a lot of information out on the website, folks. I mean, this website is awesome. I sat here for about 45 minutes this morning, kind of going through it, just so I could educate myself on what to even ask this gentleman. So, what does a parent need to know before bringing their child to the gym for the first time?
I think first and foremost, we're a place where you never have to say I'm sorry. And that's huge, especially with special needs families where they're out in public and they're going to different places like bowling alleys and movie theaters and the mall, and they're constantly having to apologize. And there's no reason to. Kids will be kids no matter what their background is, especially those with special needs. It's not like, we're doing this on purpose or trying to, break whatever social norms there are. I mean, we want to be able to have families come in there and learn from each other. A lot of the kids that might be in therapy come to the gym for the social aspect of it. And this is a chance for parents to reaffirm what they're learning through therapy in a social play environment. Because we do, encourage and require supervised open play, which means the parent or guardian is bringing their child there and playing with them. They're not just sitting on their cell phone or, dropping them off and coming back, even though we do have respite and break time, which we can talk about in a little bit. But this whole point is that you and your kid or kids can play together and develop together and learn from each other, in different aspects and situations. So I think that's first and foremost, never have to apologize for whatever reason. You're showing it on the screen here. I think that's a good segue. Is what are we offering? Well, we're offering a ton of different activities for different stages of those kids' abilities, whether they want to go on the swings or climb the rock wall or go down our 50-foot zip line or, play in our spring-free trampoline or chill out in our calming room if they get overstimulated and need to regulate and come back out and pick up where they left off. So we have something for everyone. And whether you're an infant just trying to crawl and keep upright to someone, kind of in their preteen years, to anything in between. So I think first come and explore it, see if it's a fit for you guys, as parents and kids, and then try out our classes, try out our parents' night out. We have camps. We just have a lot of different things because as a parent myself, when we would sign up my child for a class, you would drive a half an hour somewhere. Let's say it's karate or music. The class would be a half an hour to 45 minutes. And then you would turn around and have to drive back home. Now you have a place where you can go and play, stay for a class, stay after class, drop the kids off to run some errands. There's just so many sort of, aspects of what we're trying to offer here that I think, a lot of the majority, I would say, of parents will see the benefits of it, again, from all the things that I mentioned and more to come. So I think that's kind of in a nutshell. We're a place for everybody. You don't have to leave after an hour. You can stay and play. You can take a class. You can have some respite time for yourself. Go get your nails done or run a few errands, and we'll take care of your children while you're gone. We're not a daycare. I just wanted to point that out. So we are limited to how many hours we can do respite or break time, etc. So again, we're just a destination. That's the best way to describe it. A destination for children of all abilities to play.
So for the parent that might need that for somebody to watch while they run some errands and so forth, is that something they have to schedule ahead of time, or is it
Correct?
Just walk in?
No, so drop in is welcome at any time as long as we're open and not closed for birthday parties. For respite or break time, that has to be scheduled 24 to 48 hours in advance. That way we have the proper staff in place to be able to service those needs of that particular kid or children when they're being dropped off. I'm sorry, Daniel, I can't hear you.
Once again, that mute button got me. I was coughing, so I had to put myself on mute. But anyway, how do they schedule?
So they would just give us a call. We're kind of old school in that way. We love to hear a voice and talk to somebody. We can look at the calendar, see what's available. Then we send them back to the website to fill out the We Rock Care. You were just hovering over there, just some paperwork, so we're familiar with any kind of allergies, adversities, dietary things, because we are going to be taking care of that child for 2 to 4 hours. So it's important for us to have as much information on said child as possible before a parent or guardian drops them off. But yeah, we do require a phone call, and we also recommend, and this is really for the benefit of the child and the parent, to come and visit us before you do a drop off. Right? Come and check out the place. Make sure that that kid or child is comfortable being left off there, being dropped off and hanging with the staff and the other kids that are going to be there. We always recommend that because, again, we don't want to have to call a half an hour in and say, Timmy's not having a good time here. He keeps calling for mom and dad. And so we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that you get the respite time that you need and the child leaves there happy as a clam.
That's awesome information. So what does a parent or guardian need to bring with them, or do you guys provide all equipment? Is there anything special that just to remind parents or the guardian to bring with them?
Just come with a positive attitude, right? Drama free. I think that's important. I think for adults, we require them to wear socks. It could be any kind of socks, whether it's grip socks or, dollar store socks, as long as their feet are covered on the gym floor, because it's essential for us to keep the place spotless. It's important to keep it sanitized, germ free, and clean as possible. It's a very big, important mission for us, as well as to have it as clean as possible, so everybody has a good time and doesn't pick up any germs or anything like that. So socks are required for adults. Kids are optional. We have everything you need there and more. If you wanted to bring some snacks and drinks to sit in the lobby and take a break and nosh on something, or bring even lunch in, I'm happy to accommodate for that. But we don't require, we don't allow, I should say, any food, beverages, or shoes on the gym floor.
That's great information. I thank you for sharing that. Tell us more about the equipment. Obviously there's, you and your staff make sure everything's safe and checked, but explain how to the extent y'all go to ensure parents that this equipment is safe.
Yeah, the majority of the equipment that you would find in our gym is being used by occupational therapists and physical therapists in their clinical settings. These are all, for the most part, commercial grade, although there is some weight restrictions depending on, if it's an adult. We don't allow adults on any of the equipment. There's a variety of swings, climbing apparatuses, sensory toys, sensory bins, portable equipment that we bring in just to keep things fresh and different from time to time. So it's not the same swings or the same toys or the same imagination play every time you come. We try to keep things fresh and interchange them every so often. We do hourly checks on all of the equipment to make sure the carboneras are in properly, the daisy chains are holding the swings properly. That's also utmost importance to us, to provide a safe environment, no matter, if it's somebody playing on a swing or jumping on the trampoline. So we're constantly checking the equipment, making sure it's not, there's no wear and tear on it that would cause a problem. We have engineers that come in from time to time to make sure all of the permanent fixtures and structures are working properly. Again, these are our kids, and we don't want anything ever to go wrong. So we're very diligent and vigilant about that on a day-to-day basis.
Great information. I know, safety is always going to be the parent's first concern, and but also, how their child is going to feel when they come in there. So what do you and your staff do to make the child feel welcome and want to get out there and play and exercise? What is the interaction that you and your staff have?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because it was very important for me and my wife to have staff that has a vested interest in what we're doing. And what I mean by that is whether it's someone in college who's pursuing a career in early childhood development or family sciences or occupational therapy, volunteers and interns that have family members that might have special needs or have worked in special need camps or schools. I want people that understand the community. I don't want someone who just babysits on the weekends. I want someone who's actually pursuing a career in helping children and families down the road. So I think that We Rock staff is comprised of the most caring and understanding and enthusiastic people around Middle Tennessee. I've been very fortunate, especially with the job shortage and all the struggles businesses are having, whether they're big business or small businesses with staffing. We've been able to find a pool of quality, motivated, folks to come and join our team. Like I said, we have a variety of part timers, volunteers, and interns, all supporting our kids and families. And so it's important for us to provide that white glove treatment as soon as that child comes in. I mean, we know most of our families by first and last name. We have a very positive attitude. We're there to provide support and potentially mitigate any type of situations that might escalate. But it is the responsibility of the parents to be there at all times. But we are the backups. And as backups, we understand there's a big responsibility there. And we want to make sure that we train our staff to understand every piece of equipment, everything from classes to guest speakers. We want to be as educated and as informed because we are sort of a conduit between the families and the clinical side of things.
Well, it's so awesome that you have trained staff, not just going out and hiring, teenager for their first job.
Right.
These are people that are wanting to work in that space and understand and how to handle all those situations. That is
Correct.
good information.
Correct.
So, what are 3 things that a parent or guardian needs to know about We Rock the Spectrum that makes it stand out as a great experience? Give me 3 bullet point things there.
Well, our whole mission is playing with a purpose, right? So we all know about the 5 senses, right? Smell, taste, touch, etc. But we also have 2 important ones that we've added to the sensory sort of spectrum. Vestibular, it's all about how the body reacts to gravity, movement, and balance. And those on the spectrum, tend to be either sensory seeking or sensory adverse. And so knowing that we have this space with all of this equipment that really helps a child work on that particular sense. We also have another sense, it's called proprioception, and it's activated through push and pull activities. So whether the child is climbing or jumping or using their arms or legs to get from point A to point B, that's another sensory that's important for the development of a child, no matter if they're on the spectrum or have cerebral palsy or Down syndrome or any type of ability, including neurotypical children. I mean, playing with a purpose, is sort of agnostic. It's for everyone. And so I think parents should know that we promote playing with a purpose at every aspect: the classes, the equipment, the birthday parties. Everything that we offer has a purpose. We're not, like some of our, I guess I wouldn't even call them competitors, but there's no electronics going off. There's no crazy lights. You don't have to plug something in for it to, work, so to speak. So it's kind of an old school approach with the new age methodology of helping kids grow and develop as fast as they can.
Oh, wow. That's, I love that there is so much passion and thought behind this without just throwing your doors open and saying, here we are, so,
Yeah,
uh,
there's a
hey,
lot of listen. There's a lot of kids drop off places or trampoline parks or the traditional arcade, but that's not for everyone. For many reasons, and so I think having an alternative space for these kids, no matter what their ages are, is a unique thing. And I think other businesses should also adapt, because every customer that comes in the door, it's not an exterior thing, right? Autism isn't something that you could see exterior. So I think it's important to know that you're going to get a variety of different families and kids, and you should be thinking about how to make your business more inclusive and accommodating.
That's great. Hey, we're going to look at some photos here that are coming off your Instagram. And just so everybody knows, let me bring that where that is at so you can find it. Bring that up on the screen there. That's your Instagram.
It is not. That's
that's not the right one. That's
Tennessee Golf Station. That's okay.
Oops, I fixed that earlier, and for some reason it did not stay. I apologize about that.
Support them as well.
Just go ahead and tell people what your Instagram is.
Sure. Yeah. It's WRTS Franklin TN.
And one more time. So WRTS.
So WRTS, we rock the spectrum, but it's abbreviated. And then Franklin TN, WRTS Franklin TN. That's our Instagram handle.
Okay, great. And I'm double checking this. That is your website, though. There we go.
Yep.
Okay, great. So you go to the website. They got links on there up at the top right, I believe it was, to where everything's at.
We have a Linktree link too in our profile, which covers all of our events, all of our classes, all of everything you need to know under Linktree as well.
Okay, great. So under this, you got some saved stories here, and I noticed the classes one, which we haven't really talked a lot about.
Sure.
Let's talk about these classes and what you are offering here.
Yeah, so we're trying to, again, make it a destination, right? So you don't have to turn around and leave. So this particular photo, I think it was week 1 of our class with Move Inclusive. It's a great dance studio, a nonprofit out of Nashville, that services special needs students that want to learn how to dance and move, whether it's yoga, hip hop, jazz, ballet. They're a great organization. They were one of our first partners and continue to be a great partner to date. And this is the teenage class. So I think it's like 15 to 18 years of age. And they're taking a photo in front of our rock wall. It's become kind of our mural. Like the photo op has become the rock wall. And so just a great group of kids or teenagers that love to come and dance and stay and play afterwards and hang out with us. So yeah, that's Move Inclusive.
All right, we'll cover one more here because of time. You offer so much. It's like we could probably sit here for 3 hours.
Again, if neurotypical children have the ability to try everything, why couldn't neurodivergent children as well? So everything we offer has an adaptive, point of view, right? If you're not able to move as fast, this class will adapt to your skills and abilities. If you want to learn and play music, and traditional music classes don't accommodate, we have something for you. And we see a mix, by the way. It's not just special needs kids taking these classes. Their siblings are participating. Their neighbors, their cousins, their peers are taking these classes, because at the end of the day, they're learning how to play the instrument no matter what, right? They're learning how to dance no matter what. It's just a different approach by a professional that knows how to work with all types of kids. That's great.
And we're going to click back over here to the website once again. We rock the spectrum, franklintn.com. It's scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Hopefully everybody can get over there, check it out, and see everything that you have to offer. And as obviously, this is probably the best way for people to learn about you first, other than watching this amazing interview that had a little technical difficulty, but we're getting through it. If they have more questions, best to call, email, reach out on Instagram. What's the best way?
I think all the above, to be honest. Whatever personal preference someone has, we're happy to answer it. Whether it's by calling us or emailing us or DMing us, following us on social media for the latest, events or, open play schedule, etc. There's also a 3D virtual tour that you can take under About Us, which I think is really helpful, especially for families with children that might be a little sensitive to new places. They can actually see what they're getting into without having to step into the door. And so we were very conscious of that. A lot of families will, that I knew personally were like, yeah, we want to go somewhere, but we have no idea what it really is all about, visually speaking, what services they have. So, taking a page from the real estate market and creating these, 3D tours of homes, we replicated that same sort of technology for the gym. So if you go to our website under About Us and you scroll all the way down, you'll take a 3D tour of our gym.
We're going to look at that real quick. I mean, I don't want to, because I didn't even realize that was there. I didn't scroll down far enough, and that is amazing. How far we're going.
If you go a little further down, it should be in that gray area. I don't know if there's some technical stuff happening on the website, but I promise you, folks, it's usually in the middle of there. We can click on it, and
it's there we go. So yeah, I'm not going to play it right now, just so, but that is awesome information to have, because I didn't even realize that was there. So I'm glad you got to share that. So I'm going to bring just me and you up now.
Cool.
If I can hit the right button and make that happen. There we go. So, hey, Stephen, just real quick, I had it up on the screen earlier, but what are the hours? And I saw something about weekends. So
yes, absolutely. Thank you for that. So I'll just start off by saying that, we're open 7 days a week. A lot of businesses are not. And we know that, some people work during the week, and the only time they can come and play is during the weekends. So we're very mindful of that as well. And so our hours are as follows: Monday through Friday, 9 to 6 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays guaranteed 9 a.m. to 12:30, with the occasional closure for birthday parties and private events. If we're not closed for birthday parties and private events on the weekends, we would be open till 6 p.m. both Saturdays and Sundays as well. And then obviously you guys want to know where we're located, right? It's 1113 Murfreesboro Road, Suite 203, Franklin, Tennessee, in the Williamson Square Shopping Center, conveniently located by the 96 and 65 freeways, or interstates, as you guys call them here.
Yeah, I call them the Nashville NASCAR track myself. Yeah. It seems like that's the way it's gone around here.
Yes, sir.
Hey, anything more about the business that we didn't cover that you think is important to get out there? Or?
I think everybody should just come and try it for at least once, right? Just come and experience it, see how it goes. No hard feelings if it's not the right place or the right time, but you'll be surprised how cool the vibe is, how great the staff is, and how great the families are that have been coming there since we've opened in February. So I just, want people to be aware of this place and know it's an alternative to the mainstream trampoline parks and bowling alleys and arcades that are out here.
Okay. Hey, now I think you kind of mentioned this in the beginning. Is there plans for additional locations?
We're taking one step at a time. We're only 5 months in, trying to make sure that this business is thriving and doing the right thing. I think what I've realized is, and this is quickly realized, that, although we are a place for children of all ages and abilities, children, when we say children, that's, infants to about 13 to 14 years of age. And it's because of the weight limit on some of the equipment, would then deter older kids that might weigh a little more or might be a little older in age to not want to come. So I think the next iteration of this is to create a place for young adults, teenagers and young adults, that could still have the same safe space to go to, but now we're going to have truly commercial grade equipment that could hold, hundreds of thousands of pounds at a time. So I think that's the next step for us, is to look for a space in the near future that can accommodate everyone, not just kids or children, but anyone that can benefit from a place like this.
Oh, wow. If you do that and it can hold hundreds of thousands of pounds, I can even come. So that's great.
Even myself can enjoy some of the zip lines and the trampolines and the swings as well. So I always feel terrible telling the parents they can't use the equipment, but I know that a lot of teenagers and young adults could tremendously benefit from this. And so that is my next plan, is to come up with something that will accommodate that.
It'd probably be like even myself, I suffer from torn rotator cuff, and I know when I have the operation, it's going to require a lot of physical therapy. So that's, a place for even myself to go and do stuff like that. That's not driven just by a physical therapist would be great
Correct.
too. So, obviously we got regular gyms and so forth, but what fun is that?
Do more Planet Fitness where you can go down a 50-foot zip line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Hey, so let's talk about local businesses that you and your family support.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, like you said earlier, it's important that you're involved in that community that you're in around Franklin. So which ones do you guys support?
Well, I'll first and foremost say that I think, supporting a lot of nonprofits is very important to us, right? They're always out here trying to do good and service so many different families and people and kids. And I think we should definitely help support nonprofits because their mission is to support us, right? It's not about what kind of business we're in or what kind of house we live. If we need something and it's hard to get, especially for our kids, there are great organizations all around town like Autism Tennessee and the ARC Tennessee, and I'm probably missing a bunch of others. But I think first and foremost, supporting nonprofit is very important. Secondly, I think there's a variety of businesses out here that we're staples at. Nellie's in Spring Hill. I'm a bit of a pizza snob myself. Coming from New York, and I could eat pizza every single day of the week. So Nellie's in Spring Hill has become one of my favorite spots to go to. Izzy's Good Food on Columbia, great family-owned business, great food, excellent service. They've been very supportive of us as well. Even my neighbors in the Williamson shopping square, like Crown Jeweler and Act Two and Goldfish Swim Academy, they've been amazing, neighbors and now friends of ours. So there's just so many great small businesses out here with their own niches and purposes. And I think, we should have more small business Saturdays and more events highlighting and more, opportunities to really get small businesses at the forefront of our buying decision, making abilities. So.
And I'm glad you brought that up there at the end, because that is something that I want to make 615 Locals mission, is to sharing more small businesses with others, even having, get-togethers and so forth, where we all learn about, even a panel of small business owners coming in and so forth, or doing that live like this with a panel. I think it's so important that people get out there and support them, not just on that one Saturday, but get out there every day of the week. When you leave in your house to run to that store that starts with a K or a W or the T, think about where you can go and spend that money that keeps it here local. I think that's so important. But hey, Stephen, I know you've been with me for quite a while now, and I want to thank you, and I want to thank your family for giving you the time to pull away on a Sunday to sit here and talk with me for a little over an hour now. And I just really appreciate your time, and I appreciate what you and your staff do for those that need that services here in Middle Tennessee. So thank you very much.
Right back at you, sir. You're doing a great service, and again, appreciate the opportunity and the platform to share our story.
All right. You have a good day, and tell your family I said thank you.
I will. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. All right, everybody. That was Stephen from We Rock the Spectrum in Franklin, Tennessee. Check them out at the website below. If you need to talk with them, please give them a call, shoot them an email, Facebook message, Instagram. I always think picking up the phone nowadays, because it's hard to watch everything. I mean, I get emails and I get DMs from Instagram and Facebook messages, and my phone is just going ding, 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 ding all the time. And it's just, I think picking up the phone where you can get instant information. Obviously, if it's after hours, you will have to email. I think that's the second best way is sending an email. But if you happen to be on Instagram, it's really easy to hit that, what is it called? Chat button, I believe, and talking with them. And obviously sometimes you'll have to wait because it is after hours, and people need their off time. So give them if you got questions, reach out. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. So just so you know, you can visit us at 615local.co. And we are trying to support as many local businesses, locally owned. What I mean by that locally owned is the ownership is here in Middle Tennessee. They're not sitting in New York. They're not sitting in California. They're not sitting in Texas. I want them here so I can get out and meet them. Others can, and that want to support them, can meet them. And, you know, I remember that one of the first businesses other than the ones my friend owns, he owns a coffee shop, and I'll give him a shout out, Nashville Coffee. Him and Mike and his wife are awesome people. Get down there and support them. And I know they also support local music artists. They actually support local artists as well that have their some of their items in their shop, in their coffee shop to sell. Great coffee, great people. They came from the Seattle area, just like I did, and have really established themselves in the Music Valley Village area. So Nashville Coffees, get out and support them. Tooth and Nail is in there if you like cigars. You know, there's great antique shops out in that area. Take a couple hours, get out there, get out of the mall, and go down a little bit further to Music Valley Village, and check them out right across from the Opryland Hotel. It sits behind, I think, Cooters and a few other, you know, tourist kind of attractions. It's a strip mall right behind it. Go out and check them out. Great food back in some of those other areas. There's some restaurants back in there, so that are locally owned as well. So get out there and support them. You know, by supporting a small business, you're also supporting your 615 local community. The money that you spend there, about 80 to 90% of it stays right here in Middle Tennessee. And, you know, they're giving that money to, you know, their local church, or helping the, you know, with fundraisers at schools, to shopping locally themselves. Think about that when you're heading out, and instead of hitting the big box stores, how you can spend your money locally is so important, that we try to keep as much of it here instead of it going back to Seattle or New York or so forth. So, just like Stephen brought up earlier, you know, him and his family love supporting, like, you know, local businesses that are even friends of theirs. You know, he mentioned Act Two and Crown Jeweler and so forth that are right around his business. So they've all become friends and they support each other. And I'm really going to go check out this Nelly's, because I've been looking for some great pizza. I'm probably not a pizza snob, but I know when it tastes good. I've had pizza in Chicago. I'm not a real deep dish pizza fan, but that New York style, if he says it's good, I'm going to go check that out the next time I'm down in the Franklin area. And I'm also going to go meet Stephen in person. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This thing has gone over for an hour, and I usually don't go this long. So it was just a lot to cover today. And especially since I took about 8 minutes or 9 minutes there on mute. Hopefully everybody will forgive me for that. So once again, go check out We Rock the Spectrum, franklin.tn.com. No, I said that wrong. We Rock the Spectrum, franklintn.com. Go check it out. Make sure that if there's anything beyond that you need information on, pick up the phone, give them a call during their business hours. Thank you for tuning in, and I apologize for all the weird technical difficulties. And if anybody, like I said earlier, anybody's wanting to produce a show or learn how to produce a show and wants to volunteer their time, I would love to have somebody help me with this, because it's a lot to do as me, myself, and I. I love doing it. Sometimes it can be burning the candle at both ends. I have a son that lives with me. I have an amazing girlfriend that I want to spend time with. I have family up in Hopkinsville that I want to spend time with. I have, you know, things in my own personal life. And I really want to give this the attention it does deserve, and the businesses in the 615 that are actively doing stuff that I want to support as well. So if you want to volunteer your time and help me out, help promote these local businesses, so forth, even if it ain't producing a show, you're a marketing student, or you're something like that can just help me to help others. let's just leave it at that. I would be great. If you are a local business in the 615 area and you want more information on how you can be part of us and be part of 615 Local, go to 615local.co. It's scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Let me see if I can bring it up on my screen and share that with you real quick. Okay, come on. There we go. Click on join. And I got to click on the right screen. I'm always trying to do it on the screen I'm sharing. Kind of gets a little confusing here. All right, so click on join, scroll down. You will see that all the information is there and what we provide and so forth. If you have any additional questions, please always email us 615.local@shalenmedia.com. That's all underneath our contact section. Right now, I am running a special, and this is only for another, I think we're down to about 19 or 20 businesses for this special. And once those slots are filled, I will not be offering it at this price unless, I just feeling generous in the future. I do a lot to help support local businesses. This $99 for life for your business. You join up, pay one time, $99. That's it. No more, zero going forward. And I will do my best to really support you. And it's obviously little income for us, so we can print business cards and flyers and pay for the gas that I use. And oh Lord, that's getting expensive nowadays to get around to all these local businesses, because the 615 area code covers about 13 counties. And if I drove all that in a 2-week time, I'd probably go through about $300 in gas. So, anything that you can do to support us. We also have a Patreon that's going to be at the bottom of our website. You can go down there if you just want to donate $25 a month. I have few local businesses that do that. And I appreciate their support, and even some viewers that do that are not even owning a business. You can become a Patreon, go on there. I got a few different levels. Some of you get a free t-shirt. You do that, and we, hopefully, and if we don't have it in your size in stock, I will reach out to my local business called Chomp Shop down there in Nolensville, Tennessee. Chris is an awesome guy. Got to go down and talk with him yesterday at, I think it's called Cars and Coffee at the Nashville Speedway. God, that was an amazing event. My girlfriend's had her vet out there, and we just had an awesome time being outside, and the humidity was being cooperative for once. And, but Chris at Chomp Shop, if you need anything printed, whatever, to advertise your business or your charity or your church or your school or whatever, Chomp Shop down in Nolensville, Tennessee, you can definitely find them online. You go on our Instagram and on our website, and you go up and do a search. You're gonna find them. You just type the name in there, and it's gonna come up. Let me just show you what's gonna happen here. I'll start typing in Chomp. Boom, there he is. And he's going to take you to his profile where you can get all the information that you need. You can do searches by area code, by zip code and so forth. And the more I learn about your local business, the more I can support you and the more I can give you these shout outs. I spend my money for 615 Local. Probably 99% of it I always spend with a local business. There's some things that unfortunately just not offered. That one little percent, I got to reach out to the big A company and buy from them. So appreciate everybody's time. Like I said, if you are a local business and you want to work with us, click that, go over to 615local.co, click on join, and you will learn what you can get an amazing deal right now for $99 for life for your business. But once it's gone, folks. And I would hate for anybody to miss out, but obviously I can't do it for everybody, but love to have you join today and get going with us. You'll get 7 days to try it out. If you don't like it, cancel, and your credit card will not be charged until that 7 days is up. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and peace out.